Crypto Trader of the Day, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Bulletproof traders in the house. Want to talk about the Ripple. This is the latest position we decided to establish here. We're talking short term, right? Because as far as the long term concerned, it's still very obscure. We're still very uncertain whether we're gonna start the next bull run, or I don't think we're there. I'm not sure we're there yet. I think there might be another big move downwards before the bottoming out process actually starts to kick in. So we're mostly focused on the short-term cycle and what's really imminent. All right, let's talk about the Ripple. The Ripple has been trading inside a very defined trading range, CPM range, ever since the beginning of December 2024. We've had a few back and forth exchanges and a few validations of the CPM range, as far as here on the top, right, spiking it 3 times. Let me show you the price tag on the last line of resistance, 3.1418. Then a move back to the lower section, right? Move back up again to the upper section, and now we're coming from the bottom. But this time we're coming from the very bottom, right? Price action made contact with 165.67. That's the big one on the bottom. Now there's a second one on the bottom because there's a second CPM range. All right, that's the blue one, a smaller scale trading range. The blue one here, we have 1, 2, and I think we're in the middle of the third one, but we might be also in the middle of a bigger one, right? So let's go back now to the black one. So the black one, we have an upside potential all the way to 266.56, right? But because of the uncertainty that I've just described at the beginning of the video, I don't know if we're going to chase that level. We're going to try to focus on, like I said, what's really around the corner, and that is 242.37. I think we can get there, but we're going to be careful here. All right, so we launched the position with the first trade in, and we're going to need every single day we're going to need that green light from price action. So as long as we're moving forward, we're going to be carefully increasing our position size. All right, but again, the next big resistance is the end of it. All right, that's where we're going to be potentially terminating. I want to be careful here, because if the market's doing well and there's strong positive momentum, who knows, we might keep going to 266, right? But yeah, for now, 242.37 is our official profit target. Stop loss level 203. 2003. All right, so that's the situation here with the Ripple. Again, short term 242, medium term 266. In case price action is going to start pulling back down like it did a couple of weeks ago, right, that's going to be a very bearish sign. So just imagine price action pulling back and starts to cross back below 213.30, and by the end of the week closing the weekly bar below 213.30. Now that's not just a bad sign for us with this bullish campaign, but it's also a strong sign for a downside move, the one that I started to describe as potential. Because if this is not an official bottom for the market, we might have one more move downward, so we need to be careful. But the more price action keeps building up that positive momentum, the more we're going to be convinced that it is a bull market, it is a bull run, that we're starting to enter that phase, and we're going to be obviously committing to more and more bullishness, bullish convictions all across the board, and more positions obviously we're gonna be having. All right, so that's pretty much where we are with this one, guys. Ripple, also known as XRP. We're gonna be back to follow up on this one. In the meantime, wishing you a great trading day. See you tomorrow. Take care.